कैमरा सेट करना है। तेरे को पहले इंट्रो का पेज चाहिए, पहले तेरे को wait. Hi everyone. Let's just wait for a couple of people to join in and then we start off. Hi everyone. Guys, if you could just give me a response whether you can really see me online. Just give me a thumbs up. Hi guys, I guess we can start now. Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? Having a handbag full of accessories is like a dream come true. We all know handbags are one of the most common and functional accessories in a woman's wardrobe. Not because they transform, the entire look and they carry the most important components, but because they can completely change your entire ensemble into a more polished one. While we need our clutches because they help us carry for our daily needs, we must not forget our slings because they completely are required for our trips. We understand the confusion. I know this is overwhelming. There's just too much available in the market. That's the reason we're here. Hi, I'm Palavi. I'm the founder of Borso, and I'm here today to address mindful fashion and your needs about the same. Just a few tips and tricks to help you all sail through these times. Firstly, I'd really like to thank the POPxo team for giving us this opportunity, for having me and Borso, both of us on board here. As well as I'd really like to say that the success of this video depends upon how much you guys are going to be sharing it, who all you're going to be sharing it with, and the kind of comments and questions you're going to be asking me. So please keep your comments flowing and please keep me updated about whether you guys are really able to hear me, what's happening around. Yeah? Thanks. Guys, are you able to hear me? If you could just give me a shootout. I'd like to start by just introducing a little about myself. So having practiced it myself, I still realized that my interest lied in fashion. My avid interest for it grew me there. Just when I realized fashion, and like most of us, we'd all end up thinking about clothes. But for me, fashion was about bags. It was about the most important accessory, the most accentuated accessory of a woman's wardrobe. That's a handbag. It speaks volumes. For me, the motto, no bag, no story, holds the most importance. The kind of bags that you carry really defines you. If you're somebody who wants to just put in all of it in one go, someone who's a multitasker, a tote is for you. If you're someone who likes to define what your style is, it's a clutch for you. Having said that, when I started off with about a brand, deciding on to the target audience, deciding on who's it going to be was another task. The corporate exposure that I had helped me redefine the target audience. It was easy to actually get onto the bandwagon of having the brand featured for 1%. But what was the need of the hour was really a brand that could represent the women of today, represent something that lasts you longer, something that's going to be sustainable. That's how new Borso was born. Now, coming on to today's topic and what we're really here about, mindful fashion. See, I would say mindfulness, or the typical definition, just by the definition of it, would just mean being aware and being conscious about something. So I'm not here to say that none of us guys in today's time are conscious. All I'm saying is when the entire race is battling a lethal virus, we've gotten enough time to contemplate, to sit back, to understand what's really required in our lives. That's where the mindful attitude comes into picture. Daily lives, which are about mindfulness. Fashion, as we all know, is one of the most important industries in the world. But what we do not know is that it's one of the major contributors to the pollution in the world as well. Let's start with a simple fact. Something like a cotton shirt requires about 3,000 liters of water. So much of wastage in the environment, contributing about 10% to the environment. Instead, I really request you all to incorporate very simple truths. Starting off with something like understanding the cause and effect. Now, guys, I know we all know this. It just sounds like a cliche to us. We're completely aware about it. But understand, I'm not saying don't go out and shop. We're all shopping sprees, including me being one of them. But just the simple relevance of the consciousness, whether you really require a product. Are you merely buying it to fulfill the fad of it being in line with the fashion trend? Something which really doesn't resonate with your personal style? That's not your pick. Pick up something that you think can go on with more than one style, something that you can carry on for more than one occasion. That's the simplest thing, but we all tend to forget it. Something that we can pick up or carry on for more than one occasion, of course. One of my friends who's a fashion stylist actually recently gave me a great tip, and I think I've incorporated it. Take out all your wardrobe, mix and match as many sets and pieces you can make out of it. We call it clustering. Mix up all the accessories, park them on a side. This helps us to kind of build in, dresses we have for different occasions, and helps us go out, carry yourself in style. Do that. No one's stopping you ahead for going in style. Don't say excess to yes. So I'm not here to tell you that again. Just that whenever next time we're shopping, just make sure that you're not, supposedly you like a blue color. So we're not really going ahead with blue and blue on and on. Many of us do that. Like I said, I think I'm just talking out of personal experience, and I do that a lot. If I like something in one color, I'm likely to pick up the same thing over and over again. So don't do that. Try and, kind of not do that. Guys, just a quick check. Are we guys here? Just give me a shootout if possible. Thanks. Thank you so much. Thanks. Okay. So yeah, like I said, not saying yes to excess, something. We all do that. We all have created mindlessly a space for too much of excess in our life. Isn't that what the COVID and the scenarios really taught us in our life? The third and the most simple thing. So we use this term, reuse, recycle, and replenish so much in our daily lives. So much in every circle that we're talking about today, talking about sustainable fashion. But are we really understanding what reuse, recycle, replenish is about? Not in the practical terms. I would say just a simple tip again. A reuse, recycle, or replenish to me would really mean pairing up one common accessory in like 2-3 different ways. making sure that one accessory for me is something that transforms my will that I incorporated while I made me a person. That's the thought behind it. Something that could really transform your look from a simple casual to a corporate one. Let me try and show this by an example to you guys. So I have a friend who's posed for me here, and all she's done it, if you could see, the same bucket bag that we've done this in a very casual style. And we see her here again in a very casual style. So the same accessory, same clothes, just simple tips and tricks can be incorporated in different ways. Fourth, and most important thing I think I'd like to point out was a shift that we're really seeing towards slow fashion. Slow fashion would just be alternating whatever is really required, meeting the needs of the hour, while also we're taking a provision for something that's incorporating needs for tomorrow. Shifting to more, I would say, biodegradable alternatives, or shifting to brands which are really taking care or incorporating the raw materials which are emitting less carbon footprint. That's the only way that we try and incorporate mindfulness in our schedule. These are small tips and tricks. Let me just go through if there are any of the questions and I can take up. So there's someone who's asked us what is slow fashion, and there's a question which says what is reuse for bags. So something as simple, if I have to tell you, a bucket bag for us can be incorporated somewhere within your home as a designer piece as well. I've gotten this idea and I've tried implementing it a lot of times. Bucket bag is something that can also be used in a lot of different ways. So one we're trying to use in different ways. Slow fashion would just be using or substituting the items which are using biodegradable materials, which kind of emit or add less to our ecosystem. So supposedly if it's a cloth, that's adding less and less to your ecosystem, going back and merging with your ecosystem. That is something that we call as slow fashion. Let's try and check if there are any more questions. So another one says, how do you think will consumer behavior be towards fashion industry post-COVID? I would say, as much as I've read, the consumer behavior post-COVID seems to be really changing, because as all of us are, we've become much more mindful, we've become thoughtful, making sure that we're using only what's required. So it's going to be changing. The retail has been badly impacted, and I'm sure proofs of it are in a lot of stores, Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, all of these closing down, the complete impact that we're seeing. So we're seeing that really the consumer behavior is going to be shifting towards more mindful fashion, with consumer trying to utilize something that can be used in multiple ways. And that's the trend that we're likely to see. Another question says, what is the range of our bags? So when it comes to Mia Borsa, we try and incorporate the same principle, like I said, using materials in which we are, substituting leather by vegan leather, what we call as faux leather. And our range really starts off something as low as $999 and goes up to about a maximum $2,500. What do we mean by mindfulness? Mindfulness would just mean being conscious about, just being aware about what you're shopping. Don't stop shopping, stay stylish, please shop as much as you can, but just be aware and conscious of your actions. Lastly, and it says, can you elaborate a little more on sustainability? Sustainability would, if I have to give you a very typical definition, I would say it's something that's really reflecting on your socioeconomic behavior to shift towards more items which are contributing less to the environment. But if I have to literally speak about sustainability, something that's going to last you longer, something that you're likely to use more. And in today's time, when everything's really shifting towards a virtual behavior, isn't it much better to afford a product that's easy on your pocket? That's where brands like Mia Borsa come into the picture. Okay, so there's another question which says, how come you being a doctor, you got into bags? I would say my interest towards fashion was something that really got my attention. That's something that I'm passionate about, so that got me into bags. Lastly, I would like to say that fashion and sustainability are two things which till now were really considered to be separate, but the generation today that's coming is much more informed. And brands like us and a lot of other co-brands, I would say, are all examples of these. So keep shopping, guys, keep it stylish, but let's keep it sustainable. Thanks.